Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, Pisces. I want to take a look at the life that Pisces should be able to have based off of the direction that they are taking or the options that are open to them. So, this is kind of like the good stuff that Pisces could welcome in, gravitate toward based off of the direction that they're taking those steps in their own life right now. We have a 10 of Pentacles, we have a Page of Coins, we have the 7 of Cups, and we have the 2 of Cups sideways. I also want to take a look at any blockages because this looks absolutely stellar so far. This series has been really fun. We've had a lot of really beautiful messages, but this starts out with a life of greater ease, greater abundance, and meeting somebody that could potentially be a very special individual. Now, this kind of makes me think though that Pisces doesn't have a strong belief that there's like only one fabulous person in their life, but rather maybe Pisces has already learned that different people suit them beautifully at different points in their life. They may have been in love once before. I'm hearing that song, I've been in love before, I've been in love before. The hardest part is when you're in it. Is that Eddie Money? I can't think who sings that. It's got a really wonderful like synth sound behind it. I love that song. It's an 80s track. But this just feels like Pisces has, lived a little bit of life. They know that maybe there's not just one right person, but depending on the life path that they choose, that puts them, into like living a lifestyle where they would obviously connect really well with someone. I kind of think though that Pisces is perhaps headed for like their truest life goal or life purpose. And I'm not saying that their life purpose is only just to have a lot of money and a lot of affluency, although it does look like there is a place, even a geographical location that Pisces is maybe like drawn to, a place that they feel they're meant to be, a lifestyle that they feel they're meant to be living. It could be, I don't know, this looks like maybe a Georgia mansion or someplace with cypress trees. I'm thinking Mediterranean. We have art exhibition. We could have, maybe is Pisces somebody who's like, look, I kind of am meant for 5-star, places and a lake house. Now I'm thinking of like, I don't know, oh gosh, Martha's Vineyard. And I almost feel like this Pisces is saying, not to be snooty, but I think I'm meant for a lifestyle where there's art exhibitions and there's museums and there's 5-star restaurants and there's still time in nature and time by a lake, but also some place that has a pool, or I'm meant to kind of like the life that I crave. It's not even that Pisces is like, oh, I don't ever want to work again, I'm supposed to just be pampered and rich. That's not what I'm saying here. But I do think that in this storyline it says Pisces is drawn to either geographical locations where they would have access to things like this, nice restaurants, kind of glamorous homes, still very much in accordance with nature, though. We have a lot of nature always around Pisces, and art itself is nature. So I feel like there's this balance between, things that are luxurious, but also this natural world. But I do think Pisces wants to dress nice. I think Pisces has like an idea of like kind of like living a good life. A creative showcase, curated gallery, tranquil waters, reflections, all this keeps speaking of like somebody who is not just all about money, but is also clearly about seeking out beauty in their life, having time to enjoy life, not just being on a treadmill and a grind. This feels like Pisces, like vision for their life and the life that they actually want. They are able to say there's a quality of lifestyle that I want to live, and I'm really ready to start manifesting. I'm ready to start writing things down on the list. Maybe I envision myself living in a house by a lake. Maybe I envision myself, eating at restaurants that are, in these very beautiful, like, kind of like converted historical locations. I envision myself being a teacher of art or going to seminars where maybe I'm a keynote speaker. Whatever this is, no dream is too small or too big. This is what Pisces can see for themselves. They know this is where they're meant to be. They're starting to actually think about manifesting. What they're not focused on is exactly what partner they're going to be standing beside, because they already know that they could fall for different individuals. It's like, I think this is a Pisces who's putting their innermost vision of their life at the forefront of their mind for what they are, like wanting to manifest. And when it comes to love and romance, they're saying, depending on where I manifest myself being, I mean, Pisces maybe has never been to a place this fancy, and yet they still feel called to that. This could be a leftover from a past life. Maybe, I don't know why I'm picturing like, I don't know, some kind of like 1930s glamour or something, but it almost feels like Pisces is saying, I'm meant to be, because I'm hearing like 1930s music right now. It feels like Pisces has this vision of where their life is supposed to take them, right down to a geographical location, which is very interesting. By the way, Pisces is the only zodiac so far that's gotten a message quite like that, where there's like an image in my mind of a location. Um, Nine of Coins. All of this is more about Pisces wanting to reach a certain level of contentment, affluency, build off of their skills, their goals, their talents. I think Pisces can generate money. I think money and wealth comes to Pisces. I think Pisces maybe has a habit in life of just naturally ending up rubbing elbows with famous people, wealthy people in the town, whatever it is. This just looks like a Pisces. And I'm not saying that their goal is like, oh, I just want to be, go to the places where everybody goes to be seen. I don't feel like this Pisces is clamoring for fame and fortune. What I think is Pisces feels as if the life that they are gravitating toward is going to take them to places where, again, there's nature, but we have this big fancy vineyard and we have like this big fancy house up here. I keep picturing that Pisces is drawn to places where they feel I can really grow, but they also, the areas or the ideas that they have for personal growth, maybe business ideas, keep taking them into realms of like, very nice quality life, very high quality. And I don't even think that this is somebody who's like, oh, I want to wear, $2,000 shoes. No, every time we see Pisces, they're comfortable. It's a very simple little white dress, but there's still, and even here, like this is very like no nonsense, like pretty fresh faced. Everything here says Pisces stays in accordance with like their true nature. They like nature, but they also like high quality living. And I think this Pisces is good at generating wealth. We have this Ace of Cups. I do think that Pisces loves the beauty in life. Maybe they're an artist at heart. Maybe they want to interact with other artists. Maybe they have this love that they want to share with the world. I could see this Pisces saying, right now in particular, I would like my life to become more of what I envision it being. It's not so much about me finding a partnership, not in this moment. There's a partnership up ahead, but honestly, I would like to first get into the lifestyle that I want to live in, a lifestyle of more affluency, a lifestyle where I'm in the geographical location where I want to be. This Pisces could be destined for like, maybe they're very into horticulture. Maybe they want to have a vineyard. Maybe they also want their art. Maybe they have this vision for, I'm going to have a vineyard and I'm going to have a place where artists come and congregate and we'll do charity events. We'll do all kinds of things. Like I could picture Pisces being a part of that, like bringing wealth together to do good, to do positive things. This does not feel like a greedy Pisces at all. Everything here is so tempered and balanced by, nature, that I just think Pisces is saying, what if my ability to generate and grow things, and Pisces might have a certain special like fairy dust, like if you read the Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, when J.R.R. Tolkien like describes the Shire and how everything in the Shire just grows, where the hobbits live, it's like it's this magical extra energy that makes everything particularly lush and green, and vegetables and vegetation just grow like it's jungle territory. I feel like that is something Pisces can naturally do. Pisces, where Pisces goes, things grow. Money, friendships, maybe Pisces has a very easy time rubbing elbows with everyone in every cross section of life. The very wealthy, the disadvantaged, and I almost feel like Pisces is this unique, like I almost want to say like a lightning rod where they can bring things together. They can see how to best use like wealth and distribute the kind of like positive energy, they attract wealth, they attract abundance, but then in turn they make sure that here's what I'm picturing Pisces is like a pump in an irrigation ditch, and they pump the water up and then they send the water through and like flood water all kinds of other areas so that everything winds up being lush and green, right? I'm sorry, I'm a farm kid, so in my mind, you know how important water is, especially coming from the canals, the ditches. You know, you got to get that water to the rest of your land, otherwise your crops don't grow. And I'm picturing like Pisces is the equivalent of like a human pump that distributes and first, you know, collects awesome energy and then, you know, shares it, and then everything grows and everything gets better. I don't feel like Pisces is after just an expensive high quality life where they never have to lift a finger and, you know, people whatever give them foot massages all day. I don't picture that. I picture Pisces does want a high quality life for themselves. Absolutely. They do like good food. They do like luxurious locations. They like to see the earth growing. They like to see bounty, but not for a selfish purpose. This is what they are attracting. This is what they're pulling toward themselves, but they're getting more focused than they ever have on manifesting. I think this is a Pisces who is like off the charts, thinking about envisioning what they want their life to look like. And I do think this says Pisces has recently gotten out of a relationship where they had a lot of conflict with another person. They could have had a lover, a romantic partner that was, you know, if Pisces was trying to be in a connection with somebody, but there was a lot of conflict, that conflict takes a lot of energy out of us. It pulls our energy away. It ruins, you know, our ability sometimes to just enjoy somebody else's company. And we start to get distracted from our ultimate life goals. And I'm thinking that Pisces, maybe this is why Pisces is like, I'm not really after finding the love of my life at the moment, because heck, even the person, I feel like Pisces might have stopped dating somebody right now if they were having too many conflicts. And Pisces is like, they might be the love of my life, but I can't be with them right now because I know I got to turn my attention to all this other stuff that I have to manifest. I keep picturing me in a wealthy environment. I keep picturing me having all this abundance, and I really need to put my focus on that. It doesn't mean I'm greedy. It doesn't mean that I'm, you know, not still aware that somebody I'm having a lot of conflict with could still be someone that I love dearly, and maybe they'll be back in my life later. And again, maybe not. But right now, I got to focus on the thing that I really am called to do, which is abundance, abundance. I have to build abundance. But it's not like this desperation. It's more like Pisces is feeling like right now I'm supposed to be gravitating toward places. I really feel like Pisces might start like intentionally going to places that are like, maybe they're going to go to a, you know, like happy hour at, you know, 5 o'clock happy hour. So like appetizers are way cheaper, but they're going to finer restaurants, taking themselves out for, you know, still affordable, but really nice places. They may say, I'm not going to go and spend any of my money on things that are not really high quality. It might mean I can do less things, but when I do them, they're going to be high quality, and I'm going to find an affordable way to keep putting myself in luxurious environments. Maybe I'm going to spend more time in, you know, museums, and, you know, I'll go on those days once a month where it's free for locals. I'm going to dress nice when I go, and I'm going to stroll through. I'm going to make sure that I start to spend time putting myself in the environments that I want to actually be a part of. I want to start like getting invested in volunteering. I want to start talking to the artists. I want to start meeting people that are their art's hanging on those walls in those museums. I want to find a way to like integrate my life into the life that I feel I want to be a part of. And this is not somebody posing. This is more like Pisces has their own contributions to make, but they have to gravitate toward the arenas where they can go ahead and participate a little bit more. And it just feels like everything right now is Pisces is focusing on creating the lifestyle that they believe they're supposed to have, where they're supposed to have it. Let me get just one last card here. Three of Wands. It's all about Pisces future. And I feel like Pisces future is going to be like broadening, opening up dramatically in the next 3 months. I feel like Pisces is going to be meeting new people. They may be taking a trip somewhere. They may be through, you know, a series of events, talking to people, meeting other people, and then, you know, being invited different places, or choosing to travel, or even choosing to move to other locations. I feel like this Pisces is aware that their life's purpose is starting to like blossom. Chapters are opening up, places that they need to go and participate and possibly get their real foothold in this personal growth, really getting their life on track for the life they're supposed to have. Pisces may have come from very humble beginnings. They may not have any money to their name, and yet they're like, but I'm sorry, I just know that I'm meant to be, pursuing my dream of art, or I can see myself doing certain things. I have a lot of talents, a lot of gifts. I need to find maybe an unconventional way of, opening up doors for myself. That's what this feels like. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.